So one thing I actually just barely realized that we didn't cover is kind of final thoughts on Mortal Kombat X story mode. So we're just going to take a couple of minutes and kind of go over that. Romney, what were your thoughts on the story mode of it?
Well, it was kind of felt kind of lost since I was just had no idea what was going on.
Yeah,
so...
well, and it was also the Johnny Cage chapter, so I didn't really feel like we were deep into the story at that point.
Yeah, so it's pretty much just a case of, I don't really have that many major thoughts, it's just kind of,
Yeah. Alex, did you have any thoughts on it? Would either of you actually, like, if you had PS4s, would you, or Xbox Ones, would you pick it up?
No, not really, because I'm not big for fighting games. They're fun with parties, I love playing with friends or groups. But other than that, I'm not a big individual fighting game player myself. As for the story, I guess it's kind of interesting for a Mortal Kombat game, but I haven't really followed a Mortal Kombat story since Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, in my case, I'd probably wait for a price drop.
Yeah, exactly. Wait until it becomes like a greatest hits collection or something like that.
Yeah.
Which it will. My final thoughts on the Mortal Kombat X, or on the Mortal Kombat X, and I sound old. So multiplayer, obviously it's fairly balanced aside from the combo glitch right now, which I hope they will fix very soon. Story-wise, it's hard to make that assessment because we only saw one chapter, and Johnny Cage is usually the silly one.
Yeah.
So I'm at least interested to go further, but maybe like as a YouTube playthrough. You know, watch it as like a movie or something. Who knows? I might go into it. I just, being a fighting game, and I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game since I first touched 9. So I would probably go down the YouTube route. But it's okay, like if you're a hardcore Mortal Kombat fan, you're going to get what you want out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But now it's time for us to get into the next game, which has been requested because we were talking for the longest time last year about console exclusivity and how that would help the next generation. One of the games that was advertised at E3 was The Order 1886, and we didn't have a whole lot of information.
Nope.
We were pretty much kept in the dark for the entire time. I didn't even realize it was Santa Monica, the people behind the God of War games, that was doing it. So, now that we have it, unfortunately, the reviewers have come out against it. Enough to piss off one of the developers. So, now we're going to tackle The Order and see if we agree with Angry Joe or all the many other people that have just panned this game, or if we actually think there might be some potential.
Yeah, will it be The Order or The Odor? Who knows?
The Odor. I love that, Romney. Nice wordplay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into a new game, and apparently we need to turn on our British accent.
Yeah, I guess a better one would it be The Odo 1886 or The Odor?
Odo. Yes, I like that. Sounds European. Works. And apparently we are underwater.
Probably being baptized.
I hope not, because that means our noses are going to bleed the entire time. That too.
You see, it's never a good idea to try talking.
Mr. Narrator, get out of the water!
Sorry, we don't speak water.
Wake up, friend. Giving up the ghost now. Let's see another rant.
Okay, so we're being tortured apparently. Well, the UN would not agree with this.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be 1886.
Yeah. So they don't care. And well, it's in society. We do.
Oh, it's just getting started. Not to worry. We'll come back and have another go later. Right.
You got such an emphasis on tea.
Well, that's another British.
Get up.
No, for
And now it's not don't know, if we turn out to be Saddam Hussein,
Come on, you. Pick it up.
unless Saddam Hussein was a vampire. Indeed.
Sweet dreams, mate.
Well, I have no problem saying this. I'm confused.
Yep.
Do we know what the general plot of this game is supposed to be about?
Very little. I've actually kind of kept myself out of the loop intentionally.
Yeah, it's basically it's a steampunk shooter with
Time for your morning bath, my lord.
Okay, well that's who we are. We have a mustache. We know that much.
At this rate, I don't think he's gonna last much longer.
Yeah, that was the rejected title for that episode of Operation Overdrive. Didn't really catch on.
It was indeed.
Two more steps.
They cut it off to the West instead.
The bottle.
Here we go again.
Riveting gameplay.
Yeah, I know. I mean, really, it looks so nice.
You're about ready.
These things take time. Put him back here.
By riveting gameplay, you guys can see I'm literally doing nothing with control.
Up go.
I can do this.
Oh, look, something to do!
Why, you little shit!
Be careful, he's a slayer!
What's it gonna be then?
Aww. We don't have a friend to play with no more.
And we're still stuck, which means we're having to hang with a couple of dead guys for a while.
We'll name them Billy and Bob. I'm sorry, William and
Robert.
Oh. Okay, so... Oh, am I supposed to press
Yeah,
hold
just
it?
hold it.
There we go. We can play video games.
So apparently that quick time event gave you the powers of Mr. Fantastic.
Indeed. Without blood.
Or screaming.
Indeed.
Could be worse. This could be small.
Yes, yes it could. If you barf, I'm going to smack you, man. Alright, so...
character.
No, I was actually saying, dude, if you barf, I'm going to be pissed off, because I don't like it when they do that in game. They have to make it so realistic. Well, this already kind of feels like Uncharted, at least in the gameplay. Oh, at the beginning of injuries. You're always injured or shot.
Well, except for the very first one.
Yeah,
There you're on a boat.
Oh, so I can scurry apparently.
Well, yeah, like if you hold down the left analog stick, you can scurry.
Gosh. Master! Master! I will bring the brains for you, Master! Alright, so now we can scurry.
I'll say I'm impressed that this is not FPS already.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm guessing this is supposed to, I think this is actually a third-person shooter.
It is. It's supposed to be. I'm breathing heavily. Alright, so this... Okay, now we're armed. This became a shooter. That is a rusty-looking gun. Oh, look, I can inspect the object. And I had a prompt. There we go. Alex is yawning. That's not a good sign.
Because it's late at the night.
Yeah, this is like the end of Gaming with the Geeks. So, can we pick up ammo? No. Okay.
Maybe it's elsewhere in the room, maybe.
Master.
I'll trick this. I'm killing everyone. Or die yourself. Make a decision. Okay.
See, for a second there, I was actually going to say, are you trying to get Nicolas Cage?
That means only one thing. We have to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Again?
Turns out there was a map on the other side.
Hi, Moon. At least I'm guessing. Ooh, I'm gonna get excited what werewolf gameplay action.
So long as we don't turn into a werewolf.
It's actually what I was kind of hoping. Cover transfer, so push and hold on.
If this is gonna have werewolves in quick time, this is just gonna bring back memories.
Yeah, I think in this case, though, you're hunting the werewolves, so...
Yes, we haven't really hunted anything.
Yeah, we're still basically just escaping from a very badly guarded prison.
Yes, we are solid snake kids. Werewolves.
Shoot!
Quick, Alex! It's coming right for us! Boom! You ain't go to Vietnam, Cartman.
We already know how to move game. You've already told us.
Yes, exactly. We get it. Left stick. I wish it was the D-pad 2 game. Just... Let's move on.
No, I'm yawning.
It's contagious.
I am overacting.
Hands up. All right, mates.
Slowly saunter towards him. So I'm sure he's not armed.
Inside. Close them. Let's just talk this through, shall we? You're him, aren't you? The convict everyone's talking about. There's only one way out of here. Walking Dead, that's what you are. Gonna wish you never left those catacombs. Such a milk. Fair enough. Fair enough, it's your funeral, not mine.
I have a gun aimed at you. It's your funeral.
Yeah.
At least until other guns are aimed at me.
Unless you realize that it's not.
That's true. That's true. Could be worse.
He has a gun! He has a gun! Whoa, fellas, whoa!
Well, that's a very God of War answer to that situation. No, you may not have it! Okay, boom. It's hard to stay invested in this because all we've done is quick time. Well, it would be appropriate. We just barely did combat. Fatality.
Give yourself up, monsieur. My next shot will not be a warning.
So wait, are we in England or are we in France?
That's a good question, Romney.
No, we're just doing Europe.
Europe.
Yes, because they're totally the European Union at this time.
Yeah, it's not like they're not going to war every 7 minutes. No.
button prompt. Get out of there.
Up on the roof!
Hands where I can see them!
The play is over, Galahad. Surrender yourself!
Raise your
This
hands
is the
now!
worst prequel to Kingsman I've ever seen.
Raise your hands!
Hands up!
Gray,
Don't do this!
I said surrender!
I have no idea. Exposition, please.
Hands on your head!
I think you can let go.
You have betrayed our order! No one may escape the penalty! You forget, Lord Chancellor. I'm as good as dead already.
Galahad!
I guess this game's gonna flash back.
Yeah.
The Order, 1886, trademark.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Metal Gear Dead. Metal Gear Dead.
Yes. Yes, it did. And with credits.
Galahad, come in.
There's the steampunk.
Galahad, acknowledge. This is command.
I read you, Percival.
Enjoying a stroll in the park, are we?
Nothing quite like a chilly London morning to stimulate the senses.
Not to interrupt.
The rejected tile for the
Constitution,
second
but
half of
we
what's
have confirmation of multiple marks at Grosvenor Square.
What are our directives?
Rendezvous at the United India House with a
the
grain
Wellington House
to
in
contain
May.
the threat.
In the year of our Lord.
Sight.
Alright, so we have to identify the United India House. Riveting gameplay.
Yeah, just absolutely. I mean, we're so glued to our seats.
Yeah, right? See, we only need the edge.
You need to hang on the edge of tomorrow.
And the edge of glory.
Right in front of me.
Good. Assess the situation once there and proceed with caution. Did Nicola provide you with armament?
Yes. Essex M2 Falchion.
Good. Propulsion, the secondary ordnance should help.
Look, shiny.
We may be pursuing bedlamites, but they remain civilians. Use non-lethal force whenever possible.
Understood. Are you joining us?
I have a small matter to attend to. I'll find you afterwards.
En route now. Galahad out.
So is there a reason we had to start in the prison? Why couldn't we have just started here?
This is a very good question. That's the problem, is Romney is bringing up very good questions. Okay, so how do I run? I'm sure I can run.
Hold L3.
No, that was the scurry.
Well, yeah, but I'm guessing that's the sprint coming. Unless they're not letting you do it because of reasons.
Yeah.
Because we haven't learned
This
that
game is
yet.
this game is very much on a script, and right now it's not helping it. Okay, so we are now in a dark room.
In a very spooky mansion, complete with creepy doll.
You're telling me apart, Lisa. We had to reference the room.
If only we could have smashed it for emphasis, but we haven't learned that yet.
Yes, and I have no button prompts.
But how's your sex life?
Non-existent.
Non-existent apparently, because this guy's named Galahad.
I don't know, there was a woman in the opening scene, so...
Good to know that I can go to my previous objective. Now can I please run? Please!
Morning.
Hello there, sir. I'm not going to say anything to you.
I'm just gonna stare off into space creepily.
Indeed.
And keep wiping the same banister.
Mysterious disappearances in Whitechapel.
The deputy coroner has opened an inquiry in respect to the death of the women found in Whitechapel last Tuesday. I can't read because of your rotating. Insisted with 4 stab wounds in her abdomen and bruising on her throat.
Meanwhile, there's a new factory for new jobs. What does this mean for wherever the hell we are?
In other news, the street entertainer beats lawyer to death. That's exactly what it says.
But did the lawyer have it coming?
He's a lawyer, of course he did.
More at 11.
Especially if it's Harvey Levin.
Yes.
Kill the lawyer! I'm not that kind of lawyer.
That's it. He did it. He's our objective. Oh look, it's a picture, and I can rotate it.
Don't you just love it when they
Oh,
insert
you can-
realistic completely
The reverse.
realistic photographs in a CGI.
I cannot read that handwriting.
So,
It's like
J. Wyndham Family, 20th July, 1886. W. Thompson Portrait Studios. Alright. Well, that was helpful.
Yes.
I just find that so off-putting when they insert like a real photograph into a CGI animated cutscene. It's like, pick one, okay, guys?
Exactly. This is just adding angst to the title. Alright, so apparently he had nothing good to say.
Or really anything, just looked kind of creepy.
Hi, Shoeshine Boy.
Or mechanic. We're not quite sure what you are.
That's probably a mechanic. It was a shoeshine boy vegan kid going, "Hello, sir, can I interest you in a shine?"
I'm on my way down to the street.
Acknowledge.
Well, why are you taking so long to get out?
Because I have to go through these bloody tutorials.
I'm just checking.
Oh, it looks like I'm from Assassin's Creed, man.
Except I couldn't quite make the left.
Why don't you take the stairs? Because I like going down this way. It's more stylish.
And more British.
And more lines with my idiom.
Alright then. Okay, so riveting gameplay right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I thought modern platformers were too slow for their own good. This is unbearable.
Can we go play a Sonic game, please?
Yeah. I mean, even Metal Gear doesn't take this long.
No, and the tutorial is not as bad in Metal Gear. This is way too much effort.
I mean, even Ground Zero is the most recent one. Doesn't take this freaking long.
Same here. He's probably off somewhere gallivanting. Being...
I want to go where that guy's going.
himself.
Someone gallivanting. Something we probably would be doing instead of playing this. Gibbs, chocolate one.
In any case, I have no time to look for him. I'm assigning the last two constables to their posts.
Yeah. That's why they swapped to the Jelly Baby. It was just easier for Tom Baker.
I'm like literally trying the touchpad to run. It's not working!
I have a merry old stroll through merry old London.
And since it's actually getting kind of hard to hear through our commentary, I'm just gonna really quick put on the subtitles.
The question is, can we?
Oh, if we can't,
Go back.
that's already a problem.
Try go to game.
Yeah,
Subtitles, okay.
Difficulty.
Good.
What
We're on
kind of
medium.
let's just see. What kind of difficulties do we have? We got
Easy, medium, and hard. Yeah, I'm not surprised by this. Let's see. Well, we'll keep it on medium, but now we have subtitles. Now, the only other thing that I know about this is that apparently the designer of these weapons is Nikolai Tesla.
Because of course it is.
Yes.
I mean, you want a steampunk thing, but want to have modern weapons, then of course, Nikolai Tesla.
I like your reasoning more than mine, because I was going to say because Assassin's Creed.
Well, yeah, it's just, I'll just go ahead and say it. Dark Void did it! Dark Void did it!
See that you cordon off the entire district, and do it quietly.
Those are the smallest subtitles I've ever seen.
How did you arrive here so quickly?
Yeah. Oh, so quickly? That's quick?
I must admit, you do move fast for a man of your age.
I'm not cares to be
I'm
reminded.
kind of surprised she hasn't been called out to be a whore, because,
My
I
lord.
mean, in 1800s,
Damsel would
that
never be
outfit
so
would have,
careless as to
well,
do such a
yeah.
thing.
Sure is it?
Yeah. But again, it's steampunk.
Steampunk.
Who are the marks?
Bedlamites running amok.
Can I say that?
Percival thinks it could be a rebel subterfuge.
I think
Let's
so many
hope
things
you
have done it
haven't
that
lost your
we'd be here all night just screaming.
Yeah.
He was the best. In his day.
Was.
You're still pretty good.
But
I'm better.
Yes, I'm better at walking.
Hey, Gray, come in.
Acknowledge Percival.
Oh, I get it.
Multiple
She's
escapees spotted at the
ingrained.
entrance of the United
It's
Indian
all
Army.
Arthurian.
Intercept with caution.
Understood.
Like I
on,
said,
Gray.
worst
Let's
Kingsman prequel ever.
United Indian Square, Mayfair.
And we have to follow the Lady Igraine. But first, we're going to Will Wheaton's shop, because that's what I literally thought that said.
Unfortunately, it's not. It's Eaton.
Yeah. Let's see, Will Wheaton.
Oh, now you can.
Now I can accelerate! And that's not acceleration.
That's like a light jog.
It's good to know that we haven't gotten our morning jog tonight. Okay.
And somebody just came in. Hey, David.
Yes, my little brother just came in through the door, so. Alright, and, hi, what are you guys looking at? Okay, is it just me, or did some designer really emphasize the whites of their eyes?
It's unnatural.
Don't fire till you see the whites of their eyes!
What do you think it could be?
Okay, so I guess I'm supposed to be following your grain, but I've lost her at this point.
Once we're inside, don't let anyone else through.
Sure you don't need help, love?
Do you mean a strong man to take control of things?
That's right.
Just stay out of our way.
No, take a shot. Strong female character that hates all men.
Trouble.
The usual trigger-happy mercenaries.
Here.
The United India Company prefers its minions enthusiastic.
The last thing we need is a band of hired guns causing more havoc. I've told them to remain on lockdown.
What are the odds that she's going to end up kidnapped later on and we have to save her? Because that's always happens. Typical dumbass in distress.
I was going to say, about 85%.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a little higher, 90%.
Yeah. Another thing for an easy plan.
Yeah, either she'll end up kidnapped or dead, or she betrays you, so you have to kill her.
That's true. If it's Metal Gear, it'll be betrayal.
Followed by more mind.
If it's Assassin's Creed, she'll end up dead. Because right now we're comparing this between a Metal Gear and Assassin's Creed. It's Voldemort! Oh, hi.
And that's how you know you're playing a shooter.
Let's get to work.
Chest high walls.
And blood spatter on the camera.
Incapacitate the escape.
I had the weapon equipped!
Now you have to just fire it.
Why can't I aim? Oh, now I can aim. The game has permitted me to kill Voldemort.
Target down.
Let's reload.
We're clear.
I don't...
Move up.
This is a shooter. It's running off the same concepts. And yes, we had to emphasize how to reload.
Get over here, find some weapons. You two, get your asses over here. I need help. Come on.
Go.
He said ass and the
Let's go, you bloody bastards!
A rifle would be more appropriate.
We're just
Escaping down.
Okay, this is... Oh, apparently I was supposed to start using my other gun.
Someone heading
And
for the
apparently
exit.
he's the one because we got bullet time.
That's not the ridiculously limited ammo cache.
Shooter. Oh, hi. Oh, I have an automatic rifle.
Enemy
I didn't
down.
realize. Okay.
Around a bit closer.
I think I will. So, oh, now
Now you can run faster.
Now I can run faster.
Escaping neutral.
It's alright, I hit him in a fatal spot.
More in the
His
corner.
arm. Well, at least this isn't ending up the way that shooters usually do for me.
Every shot's a headshot.
Oh. Hi.
Okay, you should have killed him there.
I mean, I hit him in the most fatal spot, his arm. I'm gonna go with a handgun. There we go.
Target down.
Yes.
It's on the stairs.
Really needed you to repeat that.
Oh look, it's more Uncharted, but more cumbersome than Uncharted. So I actually have to hold the button to collect my ammo. Yep, this is usually how shooters end up for me. I aim at inappropriate places for guys.
Enemy down.
Okay, this is cumbersome. I have to hold the button. Oh, to switch between the guns. Okay.
Yeah, it's because you keep putting one down, picking one up.
Well, maybe I want this one better. I doubt it, but, you know.
Yeah, just may as well use the last
I need to reload.
Auto regen cliche. Ding.
Yeah, well that's the trope of the genre, and most people will just complain if it's not there.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying we can go back to the days of GoldenEye.
Escaping down.
I shot him in the hand and he died. Apparently the hand is more fatal than I realized.
Well, obviously you don't know how bad medical practices were here. It's not so much that he died because you hit him, but more that he'd rather be dead than do surgeries.
This is true. I think the doctor's answer for everything was get the saw.
Yep.
Or the leeches.
Or the leeches.
Usually both.
At the same time.
Sometimes.
Then it gets steampunk,
so yeah, so steampunk means they probably said, oh, we'll give you some weird, cool bionic arm that wouldn't really exist in any form of reality if it was based solely on Steam. But then again, it's probably just a case of, hey, Full Metal Alchemist was able to pull it off.
There you go.
Escapee neutralized.
Apparently I have more of this ammo, so I will stick with it.
I swear I'll blast his head into goddamn mash! Hell
So I love this fact I don't actually have to press and hold it anymore, it's just doing it.
Well, yeah, it's because you have the aim assist on.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably for the best.
Lock the door.
Well,
I can hear the commotion inside.
Thank you, genius. Oh, hi.
Hurry. More bedlamites inside.
Oh, am I supposed to do it? Okay.
Stunned. Take the shot.
Yep, I didn't even try to save the hostage.
Well, because the hostage scurried away.
Yes.
Izzy! Are you alright?
Called it. Shot.
Magic potion.
Wow, senzu beans exist?
Well, it is.
Oh, God. They're slaughtering them.
Yeah, thanks for stating the obvious.
Ready?
Just get rid of this scum.
Are you with me, Meow?
Smoke grenades.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, like, I don't even know where it's
out!
Then again, it is Steam.
I have a feeling that's going to be a redundant theme here.
Escape.
I'm just watching the cause someone. Oh yeah, smoke grenades totally existed back then.
In the bar.
Because they did. That's reasons.
Yeah. I mean, if you can actually prove that they actually existed back then and were used, then, well, yeah, we'll pro.
Oh. Okay, I'm being fired at. Hey, Grain! How could you? You fired at me!
Okay, where are all these guns
me
coming
down.
from?
I know, right?
Then again, this is a prison in Imperial Egypt, so...
Yes, because they leave ammunition lying but not that.
Yeah.
They expect you to have guns.
Yeah, like you would need to shoot them a few times when they're in like range.
More of a level above. We need to get up there.
Got it.
Alright, I guess I'm following you, Green. Yes, bust that door down. Or do the more British thing.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it is an elevator.
We should
And
clear
they
the
are
second
supposed
floor.
to be knights.
Yes, because we behave like knights.
Well, to be fair, knights were actually kind of dicks back then. I mean, they like to portray the whole virtuous thing, but...
Everything
well,
to your liking?
classism was a thing.
Quite. Just no ordinary London morning.
Indeed.
This is typical London
That was
mornings.
only the beginning.
Hate to see the evenings.
So I'm guessing this was supposed to be a tie-in to the British show The Avengers.
I guess so.
Ladies
I'm excited to
first.
see this after a soccer game.
Oh, he'll kill you mercilessly, but he's still a gentleman.
Quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Football.
You think we'll get to shoot a few of them rich folk? Huh?
Let me guess. How to do a stealth kill.
Say no more.
Necessary!
They're the second floor, east wing.
Yep, this is a shooter. Hi there, buddy.
Hello, Mr. Reaction Man.
Yeah, exactly. Back. Oh, wait. I can't just... Oh, there we go. The main boss has now been destroyed. We're good.
Okay, it's like trying to do some sort of 3D thing.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of grayscale, I guess.
Well, it's just it had like the red and cyan filter split thing.
Oh, I can now use.
Well, there's the healing item.
The Steampunk black. Oh no, he took a bullet to the knee. Well, his adventuring days are over.
As well as his other days. You know, because dead.
Yeah. He didn't need that life anyway.
Yeah, he was just an NPC meant to teach people how to play the game.
He really was.
I don't think now's the time for tea.
It's Britain, it's always time for tea.
Exactly, Alex. We're British. It's always time for tea. Oh no, I'm supposed to fire. Right the butt you are! In the butt.
Get those bloody cold.
I am the British equivalent of Rambo.
Yeah.
Target now.
This is a never-ending game, and I'm noticing there's like less warning. So this is technically less violent than Mortal Kombat.
Yes, it's funny. We ended on the less violent game. It could be. I don't know. The filter is actually kind of loud, so the filter is actually kind of irritating. Like, at least with Uncharted, the grayscale makes sense, but.
And don't tell me immersion. Look at right there, that chart.
Actually, technically, we have a health bar right there.
Okay.
It just only pops up when it wants to.
Yeah.
You two. Sir. Downstairs. There are civilians who need your assistance.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we accidentally shot them in the process.
Sir, General Lafayette is in the next room.
Well, they kind of deserved it.
You're joking. Is there a single woman in this city you won't try to seduce?
You're just jealous because he hasn't gone after
It's
you.
your problem now. Do try not to lag behind.
It's the Songo.
Which is usually the way it goes.
It's the Songo logic.
Yes.
And I cannot believe I am referencing Inuyasha.
Ah, monsieur. This lady requires my attention.
Marquis.
Oh, because he's French.
Your attention is required elsewhere.
I assure you, mademoiselle, that only the vow of fidelity prevents me from accepting the invitation.
Oh, Marquis, you mustn't leave now.
Unfortunately, my lady, my duty compels me elsewhere.
Come on, D'Artagnan. And I'm talking to Chris O'Donnell, D'Artagnan.
Most fetching, was she not?
I hadn't noticed.
That is because you are not a Frenchman.
You are the most American Frenchman I have ever known.
I am a lover of liberty, mon ami.
A proper knight must learn to curb his passions.
Without passion, monsieur, a man cannot fight.
We do not fight men, Marquis.
Men, half-breeds, what does it matter? Vive la liberté!
Because he's French.
This is turning more and more into an Assassin's Creed game. Which would be appropriate, because Unity was around this time. No, it was after it. Okay. Is the cutscene over? I can't.
Strange.
Still going.
I would just like to point out, we are almost to our hour here, and we haven't come across a single werewolf. I'm a little dissatisfied.
Yeah.
I want werewolves, damn it.
Let's go.
About time.
Yeah, so this is making Operation Darkness look like a more fun game. But then again, at least it's because it gets to the frickin' point.
Yeah. This tutorial stage has run a little long, especially since shooters are so saturated.
You Lady Green, take that entrance. I'll go through
The
this
London
once we find the
Underground,
remaining escapees.
Mayfair.
In the year of our Lord,
1886.
Because that's the name of the game.
trademark. Pursue the remaining escapees.
Air command to all knights in the vicinity of Mayfair. The Metropolitan Police has finished cordoning off the affected areas. Sentinels are continuing their overhead sweep. We will alert you to any sightings of the escaped patients.
Thank you for giving away my position. You're welcome, good sir. Okay. Oh look, confessionals. An egg. Oh look, boxes.
And a kerosene lamp.
And yet the boxes are more interesting than the tutorial. Oh look, a blood trail. I wonder if I should follow it.
Gee, I wonder what could have happened.
Oh no, a cyborg ninja!
I'm in the generator room.
Lafayette and I have decided to split our search.
Oui, mademoiselle. But I have not met any resistance yet.
When he meets some resistance, he'll let us know.
Doesn't have some ledge you're supposed to climb.
Yes, so right here. It's like, oh look, now we're platforming. All right.
So yeah, another detective being like Assassin's Creed
or Uncharted, yeah.
So it's platforming, Adam. It's platforming.
It is. It's platforming. Oh, and I can jump.
So yeah, exactly like Uncharted.
Yeah, this is
I had a
really.
feeling I'd beat you here.
Come on, Santa Monica. You really had to make an Uncharted hybrid.
You always prevail.
Hi.
Hi, Nick Fury.
Oh man, Nick, you're having a bad day.
You must have seen the David Hasselhoff film.
Exactly.
Everyone, one of our escapees is a half-breed.
Okay, this looks more like a werewolf from Underworld.
Looks more like a werewolf.
Yeah.
Make that more than one.
Oh, looky. We finally came across some lichens.
Are you new?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Oh, they're on my spleen.
It may take me some time to reach him.
Hi.
I wonder what that mix is from.
I wonder if it's like stab him right between the eyes or something.
Well, let's find out.
We're gonna find out. Nope. No, we're not. Oh. So, we have to execute. Silver bone. Better be a silver dagger.
Probably is. I mean, silver is expensive, so it's probably easier to make a dagger than.
Ah, jeez!
And there went my kidneys.
I didn't need them anyway. Ah!
And there went the other one.
The prop comes out of nowhere. I want the boring tutorials back. All right.
All right. So now we have just a repel command.
Yep.
And there went my jugular vein.
And we're done.
And we died.
And then the story.
Okay, it just puts us right back here. So now that we know our lesson, we will make sure not to. Oh, it's a roll. That's what it is.
So I guess it's like a repel/dodge command.
Okay. Alright, one werewolf down. We have to run up and kill the beast. Let's kill the beast!
Slay the beast.
That's actually a really good reference back to God of War.
Come on, on my side.
Alright. Okay, the lighting effects do not help this.
No, they do not.
They set the atmosphere, but they don't help the gameplay. Not at all. Oh, no. Shoot you in the butt. Shoot you in the butt. Okay, so at least there's two.
And there went my lungs.
I didn't need them anyway. Steampunk. Okay. Run up and execute this one. And he won't let me! How dare you execute my brother!
Monsieur, hold on.
Oh, it's okay. We countered the grayscale. do not, sir. Okay. Hey, John, tell me. Now you're dead.
Get back here.
Monsieur!
What happened?
I slew most of them. The last one got away. Grain, I need your arc gun. I'll head up to street level and keep after him. You two go that way and head him off.
Understood.
Arc gun?
Because it's Steampunk.
You actually beat me to it, damn it. It's Steampunk.
It's Steampunk.
And now the werewolf is in London.
Oops.
An American werewolf in London?
No, still British.
He's a permanent proper werewolf. He uses a napkin when he eats your face.
Always remembers to drink his tea.
Now this is really feeling like Assassin's Creed.
Except with a more claustrophobic camera.
Yeah.
Pursue the blanket. Well, maybe we can run a little past.
We need to press
That
forward.
would help.
Yeah.
Okay, I should just be able to drop down. Just let me drop down, dude.
Did he like hesitate?
Yeah, he held up at the platform.
Is this Lester the unlikely?
Apparently so.
Out of the way!
Bye, Green.
Oh, jeez.
And yes, I failed the objective, and therefore... It's not my fault! The gun had to charge!
Out of the way!
Proton gun.
Because it's
Steampunk! There we go.
Now, before you all get on our case, yes, we get Steampunk and imagine it, but the point we're making is that this isn't done very well.
Percival, we've neutralized the threat on our side.
Good. I managed to
I would
capture
actually
one
say
of
that's
them.
the first Steampunk element we've come across.
Acknowledge. Let's go.
Oh no, Steampunk doesn't strike me as having like proton guns.
Do they have traps? Are we not supposed to look in the traps?
No, we're not supposed to look in the traps.
Oh, so we didn't kill him, we only wounded him.
Westminster to the catacombs. We'll deal with him later.
Ah, Sir Percival. I thought the Order of Her Majesty's Royal Knights might be mixed up in this affray.
We had reason to suspect a rebel incursion, Commissioner.
An elementary conjecture. In that event, perhaps this might be of interest.
What, John?
Purely circumstantial, of course.
I call it evidence.
Well, circumstantial evidence can be a tricky animal, my dear Sir Percival. You may think it is pointing at one thing, but shift your point of view slightly, and you may find it pointing in an equally uncompromising manner at something entirely different.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Indulge me with your musings, Commissioner.
Well, first the rebellion, and then this Jack and the Ripper murders.
Because
and
of
then
course.
This.
Really? Jack
Strange,
the Ripper
don't
was
you
a
think,
werewolf?
that Whitechapel has become the
Yeah, well, then again, in
epicenter
JoJo's
of
Bizarre Adventure, Jack the
our
Ripper's a
recent
vampire.
conundrums.
So why not?
We must examine every clue now, you see?
Thank you for telling me to do my job.
We meet in council 2 days hence. If you would do us the honor of presenting your findings.
You can expect me at Westminster.
Over here, sir.
I think that's his way of saying our job is to shoot things, not actually,
Where have you been?
honor due process.
Traffic.
Mon Général, what of the other half-breeds that escaped through Hyde Park? We must pursue them.
No.
Mais notre devoir est de les poursuivre, monsieur.
Marquis, nous ne chassons pas des Anglais sur le nouveau continent. Votre familiarité sera requise à un moment opportun.
Oui, mon général. I will be
Sir
governed by your
Percival,
advice.
I'm sure you will appreciate that for the time being, this must remain a police matter.
Of course.
Oh, that's the voice of Cain. That's disappointing.
Something's amiss. The underworld in Whitechapel is known to give safe harbor to the rebellion. It's precisely what troubles me. Why would so many half-breeds be found in Bedlam? Some things we need to find out for ourselves.
You heard Commissioner Doyle. It's a police investigation now.
Knights do not relinquish their authority to bureaucrats.
And I don't move
Percival
my
is
face
right.
other than stern.
This matter should be brought before the council.
Centuries have passed, but our order has remained steadfast in its sacred mission to preserve the balance between man and half-breed.
There's a balance?
Such was the quest of our founder, King Arthur.
Really?
May his name be forever resplendent.
Is it true? Did the Lord Chancellor fight by Arthur's side?
That is the legend.
Today, that balance is threatened with grave upset by a new contagion. The rebellion.
Gee, you'd think that they were taking
Long as
cues
it's
from
campaign
Arthurian
of
lore.
anarchy and
It's
death
so subtle, you
allowed
might
to
miss
continue.
it.
The plague of like an infestation that has infected our city will only grow more intolerable.
Well, the Lord Chancellor will thus agree to the urgency of a mission into Whitechapel.
Whitechapel is a matter for the civil authorities.
When the noble Arthur sought to contest for truage with the Roman Emperor Lucius, he did not trouble himself with issues of jurisdiction.
Do not presume to quote history to me, Sir Percival. I've seen more of history than you shall ever know. I remind the knights here assembled that the threat to this order comes not only from without, but within.
Foreshadowing.
We must stand vigilant together, lest our ranks be poisoned by those who seek the destruction of all we hold sacred. No one is immune from the rebels' influence.
Surely the Lord Chancellor does not mean to question Sir Percival's loyalty.
This order has long appreciated Sir Percival's counsel, but the current disruption calls for caution and concerted effort, not rash action.
Sir Percival has cause, Lord Chancellor. The situation in Whitechapel may need to be addressed.
Does Lord Darwin speak with the blessing of the peers?
If that's Charles Darwin, they jump the shark.
Lord Hastings, Lord Dunglass.
He does, Lord Chancellor. Perhaps the question should be put to the Council.
Very well. What says the order of Her Majesty's Royal Knights in the matter of Whitechapel? Aye or nay?
Nay.
The nays have it. This council is dismissed.
At the same time.
Yes, how do you count it? Exactly what I was thinking.
Yay. That's what I heard. Yay.
It's too prudent, Grayson. We wither away from this inaction.
Leave it, Sebastian.
Caution be damned.
Sir Percival is most agitated.
You should learn it is best not to cross him when his mind is set on
Just play
something.
Sonic and the Black Knight. It's a better Arthurian story than this.
Yeah.
Alright, so that is chapter 2. We got through an hour of this.
I don't think we can take much more.
No, not without making a dozen jokes. So, kind of final thoughts on the Order 1886. Is Angry Joe correct? Are the rest of the reviewers correct? That it is horrible.
I think it pretty much exemplifies all the problems with AAA gaming today. Tutorials that hold the player's hand and really slow beginnings.
I mean, I guess the first question that I would ask here is, okay, if you had a PS4 and you were waiting for a game to come out to play on it, would this work for you?
No.
Would this even work as far as rental standards?
No, because I'd be better off just playing Ground Zeroes, because at least there gets to the point, and I have more fun out of it. But this is just,
you know, it's maybe my viewpoint that I wish we could get to more story in an hour than just the first chapter, because usually by like the third or fourth chapter is when these stories kind of pick up.
Yeah, but if it takes this long to get through one chapter to get through the intro.
Here's the thing. Chapter 1 should not have taken as long as it did. It was a very long and arduous tutorial. Mm-hmm. And in a lot of cases where I could kind of... It's a shooter. It's like Uncharted. I could kind of guess the gameplay. It should have just let me do it instead of blocking off the ability to run or the ability to just do what I wanted to do. Alex, where are you standing?
No... First of all, this isn't really a game I would pick up and play anyway. This is not my type of game. This is exactly why I have fallen out with AAA gaming. They're all starting to just look like the same big gray blob mesh. everything is just starting to look the same to me. And this game is really no different.
And you just got too many people going in the industry that are just frustrated filmmakers. I mean, if you wanted to make a movie about knights hunting werewolves, just make a movie about knights hunting werewolves.
I think that's kind of the clincher for me, is that, you know, the steampunk was already enough to accept. This is basically saying that the Order is the Knights of the Round Table. Why is it called the Order? Why not just call it the Knights 1886 or something like that? Oh, wait, because we had to put in a knight into all the chapter titles. My viewpoint is, obviously I've purchased this game, so I will probably see it through to the end. I'm not going to go as far as like Angry Joe says and say this is overly pretentious. It's just it's kind of the example of all... I agree with you, Romney. I think it's the example of AAA gaming and where it is right now. Either it's broken gameplay or it's holding your hand to a freakish extent. So, right now, I probably wouldn't recommend this to anybody, but who knows? Maybe when I finish this, the story will be worthwhile for a sequel. But one. It just depends. So, right now, that is kind of, you know, however, I do not agree with the Santa Monica developer. You should still be able to get review copies. We still have the right to be able to say bad opinions. And yes, this review has come out fairly negative, and we have a right to be able to say that.
Yeah.
If you don't want to give the review copies, that's completely up to you, but we saw how that worked out with Big Red Button, huh?
Yeah, and it's also a case of if you want people to give more favorable reviews, maybe don't make your game so freaking boring.
Exactly. I mean, I should have at least been able to... The way to be able to fix that, in all honesty, would be have some British guy right there saying, do you need a tutorial? And then I could have said no, and I could have just gone on, you know? Because really, this is... I've heard a lot of people compare this to Gears of War. This is an Uncharted hybrid to me, and I haven't played Gears of War that much, but I think Gears operated under the same extent, but more shootery.
Yeah.
So... This has been our playthrough of The Order 1886 for PS4. Still not really all the happiest tidings for the next generation. But hopefully 2015 will give us something worthwhile. We still have the Phantom Pain to look forward to and a couple of other titles. So next time when we get together for Gaming with the Geeks, it's going to be an interesting one because, well, we're all anime fans, and so we're going to do kind of a dedication to anime by having a little anime bash. But until then, we are the men, or I was going to say the men and women. Wow, the order has really kind of messed me up. We are the panel of Geek News, Reviews, and Opinions. Obviously, if you noticed, Aldo isn't here. He was here earlier. He was with us up until Multiplayer with MKX, and... So if you guys want to follow him on the various social media platforms, you can do so at his Twitter, which is Aldo531. You can also follow Reviews vs. the World and Anime Over WES, the YouTube channels he contributes to.
And BoardOffline.net.
And BoardOffline.net, where he does a lot of his writing. So that is for him. And he will be back on the show. He's just having some internet issues, plus... well, he had some things going on tonight, and so we couldn't...
he had some family stuff, so...
Yep. So, Alex, how do people get a hold of you if they disagree with your opinion of The Order 1886 and your abuse of the word steampunk? Steampunk! I had to do it on time once.
Absolutely. So, if you want to find me and you want to chew me out for how I feel about The Order or Mortal Kombat for that matter, just come contact me at Twitter. My handle is AlexJShort. You can find me on Facebook, Alex Short. You can also, of course, find me on YouTube, youtube.com/ShadowBlizzard3000.
Romney, how do people get a hold of you?
I'm not sure I'll be able to muster it because the game was putting me to sleep, but here we go.
It's the adrenaline.
You can always find me on youtube.com/StudioPhantasma. That's Phantasma with an F. You can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Romney'sReviews. No apostrophe. You can also find me on MoviePod at moviepod.com/ROMNE. And if you want to ask me questions directly, you can do so at spring.me/AskRomney. Also at Romney Reviews on Twitter. And before you complain that I don't know anything about steampunk, watch Last Exile.
And just for the sake of record and repetition, Steampunk! That's literally going to be the title of this. Steampunk! So, And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Romney, he was able to pull it out with the adrenaline.
Yes.
So, first of all, if you guys are interested in any of the other stuff we did, now, people might think that this is the only thing we did. We actually did a full-on group review of Avengers: Age of Ultron. We've also been reviewing Mortal Kombat X, both the multiplayer and Chapter 1 of the story mode, which was Johnny Cage. Obviously, it had to be silly. Maybe more jokes were to ensue in the order, though. I actually think that happened. So if people want to follow the show directly, because we will be back next week, they can do so in 3 ways. They can go to geekyweek@gmail.com and leave us comments on either our viewpoints on the games, our viewpoints on reviews, or our viewpoints on the stories, and even suggest stories for us. We have no problem listening to you guys' feedback and suggestions. You can also follow me at Twitter, you can also follow us at Twitter at geekynro. And if you want to follow us on Facebook, where we mention where we're going live, or if we're going to be doing Gaming with the Geeks, you can go to facebook.com and look up Geek News, Reviews, and Opinions, and like it. And you'll get updates whenever we are doing anything. And even we might get some commentary from you guys on the stories that are going to be coming out, because E3 is coming. So we might want your opinion on the Sony conference, or the Nintendo one. If you guys want to follow me directly, I am Drac2326 on YouTube. That is where Geek News is hosted. My Twitter handle is also Drac2326. You can leave me a comment at either of those places. You can and also, just for future reference to my channel, if you guys don't mind, I gotta pimp something really quick on my channel. I'm actually going to be beginning live streaming this month. So once a week I will be live streaming multiplayer, where you guys can join me and ask questions of either about Geek News or my own channel. And who knows, maybe some of the geeks might actually show up. Who knows?
Who knows?
But until then, it's 11 o'clock, and we're tired.
Yeah.
And the order has put us to sleep.
Yes.
So, we will see... That's a great way to end it. We will see you guys next time for more Geek News, Reviews, and Opinions.
Wake up, Romney.
Steampunk! Oh!